Today is Thursday, Parashat Tazria and Mezora, because this coming Shabbat we have two Parashiot, Tazria and Mezora, that we're going to be reading. Mezora is a person who has leprosy, and at the conclusion of his illness, that kind of illness, which is a physical manifestation of a spiritual type of problem, where he was speaking Lashon Hara, he was arrogant, that type of thing. At the conclusion of his illness, he becomes purified and he comes back into the camp. But that ceremony of purifying him involves certain aspects that are very symbolic. One of the aspects is he has to bring two birds. One is slaughtered and the other one is let free. Also, in that ceremony, in the process of purifying him, there is a use of Etz Erez and Ezov. Etz Erez is a cedar tree, from the cedar tree, and also a Ezov, which is Hyssop. So we have a cedar tree, a branch from a cedar tree, and also Hyssop. And we have these two birds, one is sent away and one is slaughtered. What is the symbolism here? So the two birds is symbolic of the speech. Like the birds tweet, they chirp, just a person speaks. The wrong type of speech has to be slaughtered and gotten rid of. But there is good speech. That you send away and the bird is still alive, because we really have a lot that we can do with our mouth that is positive. We can share words of wisdom with people, we can teach, we can learn Torah, we can give compliments, we can brighten the day for somebody just with the right words. That has to continue. That's something that is very important. That quality that Hashem gave us, the ability to express ourselves and to speak, can be put use to great use. It could be very constructive. But also, speech can be very destructive. Lashon Hara, conflict, arguments, deceitful type of statements. All these are very destructive. And that is the bird that is slaughtered. But that's why we bring the two birds. What about the Erez, the cedar tree, and the Hyssop? Cedar tree is representing of a strong tree, a tree that is very well rooted and big. Hyssop is a small little plant. It's kind of a little bush, not strong. So if we are to think about Erez as the cedar tree as strength, a person sometimes has to be very strong, courageous, have the fortitude to stand up to certain things, feel that he has a lot that he can contribute. And sometimes the person has to bring humility into his actions, as is represented by the Hyssop. So we need both aspects. This is very important. And the idea is when to use either one of these qualities. There was a rabbi once that said you should have two pieces of paper, one in one pocket and the other one in the other pocket. One says on it, the whole world was created just for me. And the other one says, I'm nothing. And the idea is to know when to take which piece of paper, when to act with strength and when to act with humility. Unfortunately, people get mixed up sometimes when it comes to do things that they're able to do and that they should step up to the plate. They might react with humility. No, I can't do it. I'm nothing. And when somebody might say a word out of place to them, they would react with a lot of strength. They would react with answering in kind and even more. That's the wrong type of use. But the opposite should be. When there is something that you're able to contribute, stand up to the plate, step up to the plate and be strong to do it. And when there is situations that humility is more called for than strength and a strong reaction, then you should be humble. And that's why, as we purify this person who had leprosy because of Lashon Hara that he spoke, the evil speech that he spoke, because of his arrogance, when we purify him, the ceremony would include those two birds to tell him, look, there are certain types of speech that should be just get rid of them. And there are certain speech that you let free, just like the bird that we leave free. And on the other hand, realize that sometimes you should be strong and have the kind of courage to stand up and really act in a forceful way when it's needed. But many times, humility is definitely the right approach. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen v'amen.